Welcome to AEC Collections Essentials What's New in Revit 2024 MEP. Before I start, I'd like to introduce VinZero to you. VinZero is now the world's largest Autodesk partner, having recently been acquired by Archon Systems. We provide software, hardware, and consulting solutions to the AEC market, with unparalleled depth and experience across the board. My name is Michael Rogers. I specialize in the development and implementation, ensuring seamless integration across the different platforms, including Revit. Today we're going to be discussing the release notes for Revit 2024 with a focus on Revit MEP building services. With each major release, Autodesk has provided a list of the core features and updates. There are of course new features for architecture and structure services, however today we'll be looking at some of the core features as well as the MEP features for 2024. These include create energy analytical model by elements in a 3D view, demand load and demand factors for electrical analytical components, define load sets, maintain the annotation orientation to air terminals, network-based calculations, flow and pressure calculations for MEP fabrication parts, and MEP fabrication ductwork stiffness. These features have been grouped into improvements around user interface, modeling, graphics, productivity, coordination and collaboration, and analysis. Starting with the user interface, the first feature that users will be keen to try is dark mode. With dark mode, you can toggle between the user interface between light and dark or to follow the system settings. To access the UI color state, you go to File Options Colors. There you'll be able to specify the colors for background selection, pre-selection, alert calculation, as well as rebar editing. And of course, whether your UI light or dark relies on the Windows system settings. Your Windows system settings be found in Search, the Work Color in Windows taskbar, bring up the color settings. Default app mode will dictate your light or dark settings within Revit. User interface has also gone through a major overhaul with brand new icons, which give our UI a slightly different feel. The project browser search performance has a huge improvement. In previous release, the search was hidden away under a right-click menu. You would have to cycle through the results in the browser tree. In the improved 2024 project browser, the search is located at the top of the browser. The search highlight and filtering has been updated so that it is instantaneous as soon as you start typing. There are a number of modeling enhancements to this release. I'll start with the new templates. There's a multiple discipline template that contains preloaded content for each of the Revit categories. The new suite of sample files covers all disciplines as separate Revit links. These sample files interact with each other closer to a real-world scenario than previous versions. New sample files for mechanical heating and cooling and ventilation, full electrical model including lighting and power, plumbing and draining, however there is no wet fire sprinkler sample file yet. There are also additional sample models available from the Autodesk Revit 2024 website, such as the point cloud model, which is not part of the out-of-box install, and with a 5.7 GB file can be downloaded. If you were to open up the HVAC sample file, the cover sheet M000 contains information on model structure, coordinate system, geographic location, consultants list, sheet list, similar to a typical project, and much more advanced than the previous samples. The other services have the same features. There are instructions on how to use the project and how to link these files together. On the second sheet, M001, there is a project synopsis, Revit features showcase, models and linking, and how do I. The sample file is intended to double as a training tool to provide examples of various modeling techniques. From this schedule, you can find the modeling technique and which best illustrates that feature. Jumping across to a plan view, these blue question marks are populated adjacent to the examples. They are a generic annotation family which provide the learning link URL to the element properties. Clicking on this link will take you to the Revit 2024 documentation online where you can learn about these new features. This is a great inclusion from Autodesk for these sample files. There are new annotation enhancements available for maintaining annotation orientation to air terminals. This was a requested feature update from the Autodesk Ideas Forum. MEP fabrication ductwork stiffeners have also been added. This feature allows you to manually add stiffeners to individual ductwork within the model. It is useful for MEP fabrication detailers to model and schedule a more realistic documentation. Graphical improvements for Revit 2024. In previous versions, the way 2D elements were displayed in the Family Editor projects and printed PDF output were inconsistent. Improvements to this behavior ensures elements are displayed consistently everywhere. Schedules placed on the sheets have row heights and independent of the typeface. This works with rows in the schedule provided the row height is specified larger than typeface used. This can be specified for all rows or image rows. Textures visual styles have been added to the display options. This gives the model a more improved look. Autodesk announced partnership with Epic Games and the Twinmotion platform. Users can sync a live model to Twinmotion engine via the toolbar. Users can share a fully real-time 3D presentation or pre-rendered panorama views. The results are highly impressive. Revit 2024 Productivity. Sheets that have views placed on them can be opened from the view by right-click menu. As only one view is placed, this gives a quick access to locating your sheets. More UI enhancements between 2023 version and 2024 version involving the right-click menu. The search bar is now accessible by just typing compared to the right-click in 2023. Other features include moved align to sheet and remove from sheet. These can be accessed by selecting the view within the floor plan instead of selecting on from the sheet. The 2024 release gives us the ability to schedule revision clouds, which has been a much needed feature within Revit for many years. Project parameters previously sorted by the order which they are introduced to the file can now be sorted by alphanumerically. Scope box height was previously only available when the scope box was created. When modifying existing scope box, this information was unavailable. Scope box height is now present in the properties palette, an upgrade feature to 2023 version. My insights can be found by the Revit home screen. This offers feedback for your command usage with statistics and provides efficiency boosters for your commonly used commands, such as keyboard shortcuts. These insights also include feature recommendations, which are short videos on discrete topics presented based on your user behavior. Model views and schedules can now be selected and dragged onto sheets simultaneously. Revit will rearrange these so that views do not overlap. Network-based calculations for design ductwork. Accessing this feature within the Mechanical Settings or Ductwork tab allows ductwork design calculations to run in the background while you continue to work. On large-scale models, toggling this feature off or on can increase your productivity. Collaboration and coordination. The cache file which the cloud models are located can now be specified. This location can now be placed in different locations apart from your C drive. With the ever-increasing use of cloud docs, users are now able to link other coordination models. Object properties from Revit coordination models linked from Autodesk docs are also available in the Properties palette. Use snap points to easily model in context to measure between two references based in the coordination model points, or to better position the coordination model. This can be enabled by a tick box located under the Snaps dialog box. Revit 2024 Analysis. Flow and pressure calculations from MEP fabrication parts are now available. This can make the process more efficient when designing and reviewing fabrication models, allowing for the ease of workflow between design and fabrication processes. However, this is still only available for straights and not fittings. Demand loads and demand factors for electrical analytical components. By specifying the classifications for each electrical equipment load and applying the demand factors, the currents and demand loads are located. The total connected to demand load are also schedulable. This gives enhanced visibility to electrical calculations. There are more options now available for time intervals within the solar studies. The minimum now is 15 seconds, where previously it was 15 minutes. There are also improvements on how energy analysis model is created. It is now possible to display elements within the 3D view and select only the specified 3D elements within that energy analysis model using a section box, view filters, visibility for overrides. If you're still producing your company's load calculations through third-party software, I'll definitely recommend exploring these new features included within the Revit platform. Please visit anz.vinzero.com/event to view more upcoming webinars. Thank you for watching. If you'd like any more information, please don't hesitate to contact us.